Hey, blessings everyone. This is Yanni, the only lockologist. Today, after this talking I'm doing, I'm going to post a video that I did back, I think in March, April, around that time for my last cycle. There will be several videos I'm going to post like that. In the video, I'm going to say, hey, we're back out to working from March or so till April or so. Obviously, it's not true because that was a couple of months ago. The reason for that is this phone I'm using, what you guys are looking from, is a phone that I used to tape my my videos, my content. And a few months ago, it fell and broke and I had to get it repaired. So I have quite a few videos there. All right. Today is June the 2nd. We will be working from June the 2nd today all the way to July the 17th. Okay, if you want to come from another location, no, we do not work in Georgia anymore. We retired out of Georgia. We are only working in the New Jersey location. If you're thinking of flying in, you fly into Newark Liberty Airport, because that's where my airport is, right? And in case if you're wondering, we are located like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the airport. Many clients, actually most of them, when they do fly in, because quite a few of my Georgia clients now come here, when they do fly in, they fly in that morning. If you met me in person, you know I work very fast. And by 11, 12, they are back at the airport flying out like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so if you do decide to come, don't book your ticket until if you want to book an appointment with me, I would rather you talk to me first to see what's available before you waste the money to book your ticket. All right? And if you're booking for the first time, remember, do not text me if you're booking for the first time. I do not book new people via text. You have to speak to me over the phone because I just want to make sure I'm the right person for you. Okay? That what is your purpose in wanting to book Jimmy and I? Okay, so today's video, again, it was done in April, is about what is the best oil for your, not your locks, but your scalp, to help your hair grow nice and thick, like this beautiful young lady here, with her beautiful hair. She and I have been together for a very long time, right? A very long time. In fact, when she first came, her locks were barely past her ears. And this is it now. And she's a mature sister. She's an older lady, not old lady, but an older sister. Right? There's a misconception that when you get a certain age, your hair will fall out and all of that. Yeah, not with my clients. That didn't happen. We're about the health of the hair. She's known me since we was at our old location. We go way back, huh? Right? Those were the days. Look at it now. I know when you look at it, you can't believe it's this late, right? Right. So if you're booking me for the first time, book because you want healthy locks. Remember, Jimmy and I are not loctician. You're not getting a retwist in the style. What we do is we show you and we keep your locks healthy from the inside out. That's right. And the sisters like myself, we both have thyroid issues. And look at this. Beautiful, healthy, disrespectful. And all her locks are still the same size all the way down. Look at that. That's what you want. You don't want to start with thick locks and your hair got twisted and pulled so tight that it thinned out in the middle. Most of my clients who've been with me for years, sorry for the shaking hands, guys. My thyroid is acting up today. Or lack of, I should say, right. You want it healthy all the way down to the end. That's how you know your locks are healthy, when it stays the same size all the way down. Alright, so go ahead and watch this video, and I'll be posting more videos. Alright, remember we are working until June the 2nd to July the 17th, and you can call and leave a voicemail. I will return your call. Please be patient. I usually return calls between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. I don't call during the day. People have work to do. Alright? So stay tuned for more videos, guys. Your hairline look disrespectful. I love it. Hey, blessings, everyone. This is Yanni, the only lockologist. Today is April the 1st. I'll try to post this video either today or tomorrow. I don't know. I'll say I'll do things when it comes to posting videos. I never do it. Anyway, yes, we're still taking clients up until the 14th. That's when we stop this cycle until the next cycle. Today I want to talk about, and you guys leave comments and it gives me ideas for videos. The last video I was talking about is how to keep your hair, your locks itself. The last two videos, don't oil your locks, just oil your scalp. And I also mentioned how to keep your locks itself nice and moist and bouncy, and I talked about texture. Not everybody locks will feel like that. Sometimes your locks might feel dry. It's not really dry, it's just the texture here you have. Don't over oil, right? But the thing that someone asked me, a couple people asked me this question, well, Yanni, what's the best oil to use? Or what oil? No, not what's the best oil. What oil should I use on my hair? That's a crazy question to me, because I don't think people understand how content works. Well, when it comes to me, these videos that I do are just suggestions, right? Remember, I don't know you. You've never sat in my chair. You live in Guatemala. I don't know where you live. I'm just calling a country. Or some other state down south, wherever. And you're unable to come to me, which is fine. I can't do every person with locks. Sorry for the noise, guys. That's my my radiator. I have an old one of those old school radiators that makes noise when the heat is on. Anyway, I'll try to talk a little louder. Right. I do not want to do everybody with locks. I will die from exhaustion, right? So when I post these videos, they're just suggestions. They're not directed to you. You have to go do your own due diligence to find out what works for you. Now, when I met this client, you have no allergies, right? No. Other than the peppermint, only because your scalp is like mine, it's sensitive. So whenever a client sits in my chair, this is her second time seeing me. She got here at 5:58 on the dot. Yes, we start work very early, most days, right? And she drove all the way up from the south. But when she came to me the first time, I always ask my new clients, that's what I do in the beginning of the consultation, make sure they have no allergies or whatever, so I know what oil to use, right? And she's one, she has no allergies, so hair is naturally healthy. How does that hot oil feel? Good?
Very good.
All right, soothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm saying that to say is because she sits in my chair and all the hundreds of clients I've had all during the years, I know what works for them and I also know what works for me. If you who have never seen me want to know what oil works for you, you have to figure that out yourself. So the other day I was watching this, I don't wear makeup, but I like videos to see people do makeup videos. I don't wear makeup. I've worn makeup since the early 2000s, right? I do like watching other content. Entertainment. I stress on that word, entertainment. And this girl was talking about this new type of makeup blend that is for hyperpigmentation. And I understand that because I have hyperpigmentation from when I got scars from radiation, when my face got scarred. So it's an annoying thing. But people in the comments was like, what shade should I use? How would the content creator who talking about the makeup know what shade you could use? You have to figure that out yourself. Guys, we've gotten too lazy. Right? When we, I don't even like to say content creator, but people who post videos, whatever, and it's somewhat educational in whatever field they're in. It is just basic. There's a broad spectrum of information. You pick out what works for you. So how do you find out what oil? There are millions of oils out there. I just had a client the other day and she got a tongue lashing from me. She's been with me for years. I can do that. My clients are not thin skin like the people who post comments saying she's unprofessional, she sounds so aggressive. And I have to tell you all a million times, my tone of voice and my personality does not affect my business. Why would this sister drive all night to come and see me, knowing full well I talk a certain way? Have I ever offended you?
No.
There we go. See that? Right. Okay. So other people who are thin skinned and feeling some kind of way, and I don't even know you never even sat in my chair, then stay over there. Right? It has never affected my business. I have a booming business, and I'm not saying that in an arrogant way, it's just a fact. Because the people who come to me come because they want knowledge, and that's what I have for their hair, right? So if you are trying to find an oil that works for you, I was talking about the young lady who came the other day and I gave the tongue lashing to. she's been my client. Her hair was smelling horrid, not her personal hygiene. She's well dressed. In fact, she had on a pair of jeans that look really cute, and I even complimented her. But she hasn't seen me in a while. She's going through a lot, and she just went online and Googled natural oils. You know what she was doing? She was boiling pure rosemary. Like she got the actual plants, boiled them, and soaked her hair in it. Because she saw that I'm like, but you're my client. Why? I can understand if you're a new person. She's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like, your hair smells like you're living in the woods. And again, it's not her personal hygiene. If one of my regular clients and I find their hair's not smelling right, I have to tell them, because I have a lot of clients that are professionals. Are you the client who's the massage therapist?
And the herbalist, yeah.
And the what?
And the herbalist.
And the herbalist, right. I don't want you doing massage and leaning over somebody and they're like, whoo. Is that you feel what I'm saying? Right. Though you're a herbalist, remember I told you, you don't have to put all that stuff. Herbs is more for drinking. We don't have to put that stuff in our hair, right? Because remember, what we put in our locks stays in our locks, including smells. Okay? So we don't have loose natural hair where I don't like how this smell or this feel, and I can just go wash it out. You could wash it out. I promise you that smell will still stay. And most of you are going to wash your hair with shampoos and conditioners, which is the worst thing you could wash your locks with. So now you trap that smell inside. And you wonder why people talking about you behind your back. And I promise you they are. You don't know because they're talking about you behind your back. All right? Good. This way they will get mad triggered by that, huh? You know, people in society today don't want to hear the truth. Yeah. Okay? Huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, they don't want to hear the truth. That's why today's society is where it is. Nobody wants to hear the truth. So people like me will always be problematic to them. Okay? So, you pick your oil. If you know me personally, I love castor oil. I love it. The gods invented that. The ancestors, I don't know. I love castor oil. I love it because it's a thick oil and it stays. It's like an extended release pill. I tell my clients, you don't have to use this often, right? For the ones who can get pure Jamaican castor oil from Jamaica, get some tanty or uncle to bring it up to you in a little, they get like an old mayonnaise bottle, the glass ones before they turn to plastic, you feel me? An old rum bottle, right? Because I have pure Haitian castor oil from a Haitian client born and bred, and she bought it up for me in their local Haitian rum. In fact, hold on one second. Let me get it, because people think I'm lying. This is Haitian rum. You Haitian?
No.
Okay, so it's called the rum bottle, because I don't drink alcohol. It's called Baba and Koa. I know it must be, the T is silent because it's French. So they put my castor oil in this bottle. This is actually castor oil, not rum, right? I don't drink alcohol. So that's to tell you how serious I am about my castor oil. For my clients, I tell them just use cold pressed castor oil. Go on Amazon and pick one. Now, for the people who are allergic, now this is where it gets tricky. You have to figure out what works for you. So you can go with texture. I'm a texture person. I do not like an oil just, I'm going to use this sister here for an example. She has a thick type of hair. So if I use a thinner oil in here, it's going to run all over the place, run in her face, run in her eye. There are some textures like avocado oil. It's a very thin texture. I'm not saying it's bad for the hair, because I know people that are allergic to castor oil, so they use avocado oil. I just find it doesn't trap moisture properly. Again, I'm biased towards castor oil, right? So you have to still do what works for you, right? I've had people use tea tree. You don't want to use tea tree on your scalp pure unless you have a medical condition like psoriasis, eczema, psoriasis. That oil is used in drop form. I said this on the last video. You have to figure out what works for you. All right. And I just called two off the top of my head. It's too much to mention. What I would tell you is even my videos. That's why I am vague in the things I say. It is done on purpose. I'm very calculated. Even the things I'm saying is well thought out, well calculated, because I know we live in a society due to social media that people take everything. I cannot tell you in the years I've been doing this, every client who have sat in my chair with damaged hair, some of the times it's not even a shenane. Y'all know I joke around with that. Oh, shenane damaged your hair, right? And they will tell me, Yanni, I was the shenane. I was the one buying the million oils. Every video I watched, somebody say use this, somebody say use that, and I used it. And now it damaged my hair because my scalp wasn't breathing. My locks are heavy, right? And they wish they had just stuck to one oil. Now, if you want to try a new oil, if you are hypersensitive, meaning the slightest thing irritates you, I have a client like that. It got to a point where I told her I'm not using my oils anymore. So here what you're going to do. Hey, Karen, love you, miss you. She's been my client for years, right? What Karen will do, in fact, she was so hypersensitive, I introduced her to emu oil because that's good for hypersensitive people. After 6 months, she couldn't use it anymore. So she had to mix her own oil. She's one of the few clients that I know in the years I've been doing this. She came with her oil. But she says something with age and menopause. Like after a while, she uses something. Maybe you can understand this in your line of work. She uses something and then after that, she becomes allergic to it. It starts to irritate her skin, right? So here how you test your oil. Do your due diligence. Do your research. If you know one oil works for you, do not reinvent the wheel. Right? I only use castor oil. I might put some lavender or peppermint in my oil, but that's it. But I'm the castor oil queen. I love it. Right? But for those who are allergic and you're wondering, and you're new to your luxury, and you wonder what oil to put on your scalp, not your locks. If you still don't get it, go watch out my other 2 previous videos. You want to do the rule of thumb is first, you want to put the oil right here in your hand. The skin here is a little different from the skin out here. Okay? You also don't want to pour the oil, the new oil you're trying out, all over your head. You want to pick a spot you're going to remember. Most of us, I always ask my client, touch your middle. Touch the center of your head. Like with one finger. That's your center. Good. So if she was hypoallergic, right, and I'm trying a new oil in her because I have some serums that you all have never heard about, and say she had, God forbid, she had thinning here, and I say, I want to use this serum, but what I'm going to do a test on you. My regular clients watching this, I'll be like, yep, Yanni did the test. I'll put maybe a quarter size of oil right here, right? You understand what I'm telling you? Then I'm going to put a little bit right at the bottom. These are the places that sweat tends to settle. And we tend, make sense? Right. You know, I know my shit. I talk crap, but I know my stuff. But these are the places sweat tends to settle, and that's the place you'll itch the most. We'll always itch, most people, we itch the center. That's that sweet scratch. Woo! Yeah, boy. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about when your hair dirty and need a wash. That's the place where should she, and I'm using her as my point of reference, so should she be hypoallergic, I will say, Candace, I know that's not your name. I'll say, Candace, let me put some oil here. Let me put some oil, a couple of drops. Just rub it into her scalp also gently. And I said, in about 2 weeks, you're going to hit me up and let me know, did you itch? Did you flake? Because sometimes you don't itch, you just go into a flake. Now, if you're itching that spot and you never itched before, you're going to be like, wait a second. Because sometimes you forget. Why does spots keep? Oh, yeah. Yanni put that oil in that spot. I can't use it. That's how it's done. So when you guys buy your oil for the first time, don't douse your head with it. Because if it's, a lot of you are buying mixtures of oils, like somebody come up with their mixture. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people who making oils that is doing wonders. There's a girl I watch, she calls something Maine. Oh God, I can't remember this. Maine is in her hair oil. Here, Maine, M-A-N-E. I see good reviews from her. She's a sister. Go ahead. But again, read the ingredients. Remember, chemistry changes when things are added together, right? So you might be that one person who might be allergic to that one ingredient, or you are not allergic to the ingredient, but when you mix all the oils together, whether you do it or someone else does it, it turns into a whole new chemistry and it causes a reaction. That's why I don't mix too much of my oils, and I have a lot of oils, right? Back in the day, I actually used to sell oils. And if a client come, only to my regulars, this is years ago when we used to live in the other location. If a client comes to me, and they want to buy one of my oils, I did their hair so I know what oils work for her or him. So the oil I'm going to mix for Candace is not the oil I'm going to mix for Kevin, because Candace texture is one and Kevin texture is the other. All right, so that is how you find out. Again, to the people asking me which oil works for you, I could not tell you that. You have to figure it out yourself. I'm going to do her locks really quickly and tell you the last part of this. How does your scalp feel?
Good, good.
You good, relax?
Yes.
After that long drive? Did you drive all night?
Yes.
Oh, shit. You badass. From VA, right?
Oh, yes.
Right. Let me get you a yank. Take a deep breath. How'd that feel?
Very good.
Relaxing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lift the scalp out. I always tell people, everybody gets massages. Nobody massage the scalp. It's one of the place, unless you ask for it, but
Right.
the average person don't get their head massaged.
Nope.
Yeah, all right, let's tune in for the second part of this video. Ooh, why my hand shaking? Back, this took about 45 minutes. I moved very fast. Most times Jimmy washes take longer than it take me to do clients here. My regular clients, that is. All right, so her hair is beautiful. Her scalp is immaculate. I want to talk about on another video how to tell if your scalp is healthy. What I look for is just a really quick intro. What I look for is the color of the scalp. I've had clients whose scalp is gray, not gray hair, meaning their scalp has a gray color. You know, your scalp is still skin. It's still part of the organ skin, the integumentary system. So for people who did a lot of perms and stuff, like that older generation, their scalp have a dull color. And most of the times when I see scalp like that, they always have hair growing issues because not a lot of oxygen is going to the scalp. And or they were putting too much to the scalp, it's not breathing. Our skin still has to breathe, right? Or I find scalp, that's how I know they have, a lot of you don't know from, if you were that person who had perms back in the day, back to back since you were a child. Remember, you don't have eyes on top of your head. You go to a doctor, the doctor will tell you whether you have alopecia, traction, alopecia, whatever. But I can also tell because most people who had that lifestyle years ago, I'm not judging. When we know better, we do better. You all didn't do this on purpose. The scalp is very shiny because you still have and it's permanent, the burn from the life, from the perms, the Queen Helen and the TCB and all of that. It is permanently scarred, so you're left with scar tissue. So the scalp doesn't look like a normal, like, you know, you look at the sister's scalp, it's the exact color of her skin. So she has a healthy scalp. When I see it with clients, so the ones with the shiny scalp, is when I take pictures, and that's before I even oil it. They're like, what's wrong with it? I say, that's the burn. That's the burn that you got from back in the day. All right. So as I was saying earlier on, I'll do a video on the scalp thing later on. Leave your comments, please. You know, to find out the oil that works for you, you have to test it on yourself. Just the minute you find an oil, I just don't go out there buying 25 oils and then testing each one. If you find an oil, if you're new to this and you find oil, that's the oil. Don't reinvent the wheel. That is the oil. You don't need, okay, well, the carrot oil will good. Well, now let me go check out the tobacco oil. I don't know if there's tobacco. I'm just making shit up at this point, right? But you get what I'm saying. You understand? So if the first oil is the one, you're not itching, you like the texture. Some people, remember I was talking about texture? I like a thick texture. Some people like like a light texture where it could blend into their fingers. You choose your texture. You choose. I will tell you this. Try to avoid oils with smells. And I'm not talking about peppermint, lavender, rosemary. I'm talking about fruity smells. It's going to make your hair smell like a foot. Okay? Because what happens if you leave the fruit on the table for days, it spoils. So a lot of people, I've had clients, they're using products like that. Oh, because it smells fruity, right? Yeah, that's why your hair smells sour. Because what happens to fruit? It sours. So everything you have to use, think of it logically. Just stick. Now, if you get a normal oil, let's say you want to go, for people who are allergic to castor oil, you want to go with olive oil. I personally do not like olive oil. I find it dries certain textures out, but I have clients who have to use it and their texture is fine, right? It does nothing for my hair, but again, we're all individuals. What works for me would not work for her, and it wouldn't work for Shanae, and it wouldn't work for Tyrone, it wouldn't work for Kevin. You have to find what works for you. For me, when I use olive oil, it's mixed with something different for people with, I've said this many times, for people with seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis, eczema. It's a base oil that's mixed with 2 other oils. All right? So find what oils works for you. I want to say shout out. I don't do this often enough, but I just want to thank the subscribers I have that watch my videos. Guys, leave your comments. You always have me laughing my ass off. I love you guys, and I don't thank you enough. I know I could have more following, but I always block people who say psychotic, ignorant shit and just negative. I've had racist comments. I've had it all. If you know you left me a comment like that and wondering why you didn't see your comment on my feed, because I blocked your ass. That's why. Fuck. I'm not taking that shit. The heck? You don't like my videos, you move on. It's that simple. You feel what I'm saying? That's the thing with people who watch social media stuff and watch anyone. You don't like the person, just move on. You don't need, there's some social media. And first of all, how you don't like somebody you don't know? Right?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Just based on what you see on video of that person, you think you know. You don't know the person. And that person, your opinion of that person doesn't affect their lives. That's your opinion. You're dealing with your own demon and you're projecting. That's what it's called. All right? So for the people who are positive and have me laughing, leave comments, go ahead. Also, if you guys have an idea for a video you want me to touch on, just leave the comments. I like that because you give me good ideas. All you positive people, I want to invite you all to the cookout. I've never had a cookout, right? But when I do, I'll invite you to it, all right? Most likely going to be Trinidadian food. Look, all them triggered people like, oh my God, Yanni didn't invite me to she imaginary cookout. No, you could kick rocks because the ass was negative. Oh, I didn't want to go to she imaginary cookout anyway. Yeah, when I read some of these negative comments, I've been laughing. I'm like, wow, you really had time on your hands to be typing that shit. Like your opinion of me would change my personality. Really? Come on, man. That didn't happen. All right? How does your scalp feel?
Feels very refreshed.
Refresh. Shake your hair for me one more time. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, and we forgot to mention, do you mind if I turn the mirror up so you can see her disrespectful hairline? I hate her so much in a good way. It is perfection. Look at that hairline. Intact. She hasn't seen me in 6 months. We saw each other last year. Sister girl. Sister girl. Not sister, sister girl. I get that from the movie Undercover Brother. Sister girl, haven't washed her hair in 6 months. So for the people, I know her hair did not stink because I would have told her, right? So for the people who still don't get it, I'm not saying do what she and my clients and I do. I'm just saying you don't need to wash your hair that often. All right, our body cleans itself. Drink water. She's a perfect client because she's already holistic. Her job is holistic jobs, so she's already knows what to do. I just told her because she's a herbalist. I said, please, I get it that you deal with herbs. You study this. I respect your field of work. Don't be putting them herbs in your hair. Keep that for joint pain and mix it in tea and drink that shit. Okay? Let me deal with this. You deal with the neck down. Am I telling that?
Indeed, yes.
I'm like, don't be putting them herbs in your hair. I don't care how much you study that crap. Don't be putting that in your hair. All right? It's not going to make her hair fall out, but it'll just make her hair smell weird. All right? Quickly, what advice would you give someone who is still on the fence about the low maintenance that you were taught from Jimmy and I? You okay?
Yeah. Well.
Oh, okay.
I would just say, just trust the process and don't overthink it.
Yes. Oh, yes. She's going through mild shedding. She's a business owner. She's self-employed. And it's very mild on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being horrible shedding. She's like a 0.1. It's one little lock, one little spot. And I told her, don't overthink it. That is the best advice. Just leave it alone. Right, good. And your hair, how does your hair feel? You like it?
Yes, nice and healthy.
It's worth the trip the second time, right?
Always.
See, she came back.
And again and again and again.
And again. Until we wrap this up, and one client say, Yanni, I will ride that train till the last stop. She's been my client before I met Jimmy. She said I still have a lot of them remain. She said till the last stop. I want to be the client on that last day. You all hang it up. I'll be like, okay. All right, they're done now. So yeah, glad you guys come from far and wide. Your hair looks amazing. Give it one more shake for me. Oh, just beautiful. By the way, guys, you have your own practice?
I do.
In Virginia?
Yes.
All right, so she is, tell them what you are, so I don't say it.
I'm a lot of things.
Yes, but tell them the thing that you want to advertise and state your business.
Right.
I'm going to put her information. If you're in the Virginia area, please support her. She is excellent at what she does. What do you do?
So I am foremost holistic spiritual herbalist, as well as a massage therapist and a master esthetician.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So she is, you are the epiphany of holistic. You're dealing with the whole thing.
Right. So I'm starting to pick up and doing online sessions by Zoom, via phone. So we could do the whole DMV area.
Nice.
You don't have to be specifically in Virginia unless it's something hands-on that you need me to be there for.
Right. So if it's someone calling you, I'm glad that you do phone things.
Consultations and everything.
Consultations, guys, ask her. Of course, do not haggle. Y'all would never go into Walmart or go buy and you take your iPhone and haggle the iPhone people. So just quit that shit. So pay her price. That's why we black businesses can't make it. But so if somebody has, like me, hyperpigmentation, adult acne due to radiation, and we can't come to you, we can still pay you to give us a online consultation.
Right.
You could watch our skin
Right.
and tell us what's the best. But products without chemicals.
Correct.
Tell us what's the best thing to work for us.
And then I'm going to start slowly this summer packaging my own and mailing it out.
For skincare?
Yes.
Perfect. It's needed because our skin is not like everybody else's skin.
Right.
Good. As far as massaging, what type of massage are you do? You give reflexology, everything, or just?
I always say everybody, one size doesn't fit all. So
just like what I say with hair.
Signature, complementary, a little bit of everything, medical, deep, some Swedish, depending on
based on the person's wants.
Correct.
Right, because like Jimmy, like a deep Swede. My pain tolerance is very low, so you got to rub me like it's paper.
So almost like a lymphatic squish.
Yeah, just like a light squeeze. Other than that, I'll be like, your hand's too heavy.
Right.
You're heavy-handed. Right. Okay.
Less pressure.
Good. Right. Less pressure. Do you do like Reiki and stuff like that also?
I do some energy work.
Well, nice, because you did say it's also spiritual.
Some stones, crystals we have.
Nice, nice. So, guys, she's going to give me her information. Leave her a comment. Ask her questions. Please contact her directly. Don't harass me and ask me, what was the girl? And I'm going to put the information, everything on this post. Hit her up. Not just show your support. As black people, we need to learn about self-care. It is paramount. Should I see you before we retire? We're going to do a whole video on that and talk about the importance of self-care. Because you do everything, okay? Guys, tune in for more videos. Remember, we're working until April the 14th. Leave your voicemail. Don't text me to book your appointment if we never met. Just leave a voicemail and I will call you back. Be patient. Don't make it weird. Hey, blessings everyone. This is Yanni, the only luckologist. Today, after this talking I'm doing, I'm going to post a video that I did back, I think in March, April, around that time for my last cycle. There will be several videos I'm going to post like that. In the video, I'm going to say, hey, we're back out to working from March or so till April or so. Obviously, it's not true because that was a couple of months ago. The reason for that is this phone I'm using, what you guys are looking from, is the phone that I used to tape my my videos, my content. And a few months ago, it fell and broke and I had to get it repaired. So I have quite a few videos there. All right. Today is June the 2nd. We will be working from June the 2nd today all the way to July the 17th. Okay, if you want to come from another location, no, we do not work in Georgia anymore. We retired out of Georgia. We are only working in the New Jersey location. If you're thinking of flying in, you fly into Newark Liberty Airport because that's where my airport is, right? And in case if you're wondering, we are located like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the airport. Many clients, actually most of them, when they do fly in, because quite a few of my Georgia clients now come here, when they do fly in, they fly in that morning. If you met me in person, you know I work very fast. And by 11, 12, they are back at the airport flying out like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so if you do decide to come, don't book your ticket until if you want to book an appointment with me, I would rather you talk to me first to see what's available before you waste the money to book your ticket. All right? And if you're booking for the first time, remember, do not text me if you're booking for the first time. I do not book new people via text. You have to speak to me over the phone because I just want to make sure I'm the right person for you. Okay? That what is your purpose in wanting to book Jimmy and I? Okay, so today's video, again, it was done in April, is about what is the best oil for your, not your locks, but your scalp, to help your hair grow nice and thick, like this beautiful young lady here, with her beautiful hair. She and I have been together for a very long time, right? A very long time. In fact, when she first came, her locks were barely past her ears. And this is it now. And she's a mature sister. She's an older lady. Not old lady, but an older sister. Right? There's a misconception that when they get a certain age, your hair will fall out and all of that. Yeah, not with my clients. That didn't happen. We're about the health of the hair. She's known me since we was at our old location. We go way back, huh? Right? Those were the days. Look at it now. I know when you look at it, you can't believe it's this late, right? Right. So if you're booking me for the first time, book because you want healthy locks. Remember, Jimmy and I are not loctician. You're not getting a retwist in the style. What we do is we show you and we keep your locks healthy from an inside out. That's right. And this is things like myself. We both have thyroid issues. And look at this. Beautiful, healthy, disrespectful. And all her locks are still the same size all the way down. Look at that. That's what you want. You don't want to start with thick locks and your hair got twisted and pulled so tight that it thinned out in the middle. Most of my clients who've been with me for years, sorry for the shaking hands, guys. My thyroid is acting up today. Or lack of, I should say, right. You want it healthy all the way down to the end. That's how you know your locks are healthy, when it's staying the same size all the way down. Alright, so go ahead and watch this video, and I'll be posting more videos. Alright, remember we are working until June the 2nd to July the 17th. And you can call and leave a voicemail. I will return your call. Please be patient. I usually return calls between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. I don't call during the day. People have work to do. Alright? So stay tuned for more videos, guys. Your hairline look disrespectful. I love it.